Sitting here with my good friend Jim Tinney in the Kiss the Sky bookstore. We've become great friends over the last 4 or 5 years. I don't know how long it's been.
Six or seven, I think.
Jeez, it goes by so fast.
Yeah. Thanks for being here today, Raj.
Yeah, well, we gotta help this guy out. Jim, tell us some of the story about this beautiful, beautiful place that you've created.
Well, I mean, it's a historic old building, and we literally saved it from falling into the street. When we first came here, the building inspector said it's a tear down, don't buy it. And I really wanted to save it. It's the building that I wanted to build a bookstore in, a funky old 1890s building with cork boot marks on the floors and just this ancient wood all throughout. And in a small logging town like the one where I grew up. And that's where I wanted to build the kind of place that I wished I'd had when I was growing up.
How could you afford to buy the building?
I sold my house in Snohomish and settled up basically everything that I possibly could and put every dime I had into it. I contracted leukemia, so I then couldn't really work. So I sort of did the renovation bit by bit and piece by piece as I had good days to work on it.
And for some reason, I was walking along in downtown Sultan, which is not a very big town, and I noticed this this big empty building, and a guy was in there working, and there was no floor, and it just really piqued my curiosity. I don't know why. And we started talking, and then I kept coming back, every couple of weeks, and Jim was really making progress. And one day I said, if you build a stage right over there, I'll come out and play on it and try and help your business. And so then he comes down with leukemia. And now, how did that rob you?
Well, I had a little bit of operating capital, and I sort of had a plan as to how I was going to, get the place renovated. And there were some major pieces. The foundation, actually jacking up a 2-story building and putting in a new foundation is a big deal, especially when the building's been sitting on its current piers since 1892, and what happened was that I had a very, very expensive treatment that was the last course of treatment to get out from under the bone marrow transplant, and it was going to cost me, something like $30,000 a month for the medications and treatment, and so I had to go broke for medical reasons. Until I had no money left, I had to pay for the medication, and then once I was broke, then the foundation of the pharmaceutical company took it up and started paying for it. But it wasn't until then, and so then I was left to really bootstrap and try to.
Now, you're still building the building out at that point, right?
Right, correct. Still doing renovations. We still had no floor. I was completely reliant at that point on volunteer labor. I had some incredible people, and the community at large helped and helped me get the doors open and get the place running. And you came and played on a Wednesday night, and just really drew a lot of attention and activity to the place. It was really becoming kind of a hub of the community, while still kind of undergoing the renovations as we could, as we sold books and brought in enough funds to do it. Then we would do the next step, and that continued until the pandemic. Besides being a performance venue, it's also a resource for the community. We have community meetings here, counselors from the VOA and the troubled teens that they work with.
And you just won, what, Supporter of the Year
you and I both won Supporter of the Year for the local the Western Washington Volunteers of America
Yeah.
by raising money during those Wednesday shows
Yeah.
for the local community resource center. If the community supports me and gets me back up and running, I'm giving back to the community as much as I possibly can. This place was never intended to be a franchised money, generating operation. It was always intended to be a community resource, a great place to spend time, just a super place to be. And this is, of course, the tree wall. Behind this whole set of shelves is a mural of the Tree of Life, signifying kind of the circular nature of life and everything about it, and then a tree-shaped bookshelf, of course. And the tree-shaped bookshelf is representing the tree Yggdrasil that Odin hung himself from to learn the secret of writing and runes. So this is actually the sun wall. Behind these bookshelves, and you'll see a picture of it, is a mural of the angels of the sun giving knowledge to the people through books. One of the sort of foundational premises of the bookstore, and that's why there's a sun-shaped bookshelf on this wall. All of these bookshelves were made out of the old bleachers from the Enumclaw High School gym. We used reclaimed and reused lumber and materials throughout the building as much as we could. Actually, as much as we could, we used reclaimed and reused materials from the building itself. And then, of course, behind the stage is Raven placing the sun in the sky to start the clock of time, which is a legend of the origin of the races. If we're not here for each other, then why bother being here?
Yeah. Yeah.
And we ask for your support, and we thank you for it. Thank you very, very much.